Right, a warm welcome to the History Show here on Uxbridge FM. And as usual, we welcome Ken Pearce, who is chairman of the Uxbridge Local History Society. Good morning, Ken. How are you?
Good. Oh, very well, thank you.
And our first talk this morning is the Cowley Recreation Ground. When you're ready.
Thank you. Well, three things are apparent straight away. The site is named Cowley Hall Recreation Ground. The western boundary is the local canal, and the soil level is well below that of the High Street. Are there clues here to its history? The Grand Union Canal was designed to link the River Thames at Brentford with the canal system in the Midlands. And in 1795, the section from Brentford to Uxbridge was open. It soon became clear that the soil on the Cowley site was ideal for making bricks. In fact, it was described as brick earth. And it was such a valuable asset that a branch off the canal was cut into the centre of the site that we're talking about, so that barges could now be more easily filled and the contents taken away to a brickworks. It is not known exactly where this valuable cargo was taken, perhaps not very far, but the main brickworks at that time were in Uxbridge and Stockley. The Cowley site was owned at the time by a Mr. Morgan. I haven't yet been able to find out his first name. But he obviously benefited from the sale of the soil. And about 1820, he began to build a 9-bedroom house on the site and called it Cowley Hall. Morgan died about 1825, and his executors put the estate on the market, where it was described as a recently erected, substantial and elegant mansion with walled garden, coach house and stables. At this time, the canal branch was still in position. In May 1827, the estate was sold in London to a man called Thomas Rose, whose main home was actually in Jersey in the Channel Islands. He paid £2,300 for the estate, subject to the site being cleared of all bricks and sand, and also subject to the canal branch being severed from the main stream, since it would be no longer used. What was left of the canal branch now became an ornamental lake next to the new house. It seems that Thomas Rose, the new owner, was a friend of the famous artist J.M.W. Turner. And from time to time, Turner used to walk 15 miles to London, from London to Cowley, and stayed with Mr. Rose at Cowley Hall. Turner always arrived carrying a carpet bag and an umbrella cum fishing rod. Umbrella cum fishing rod doesn't actually indicate a high level of fishing equipment. However, Turner was always pleased as a schoolboy, apparently, if he secured what he described as one of the Finny tribe. The information about Turner, by the way, comes from G.W. Thornbury's biography of Turner, published in 1862. Thomas Rose died in 1880, but the property remained in the ownership of his family right up until 1911, when it was then sold locally. In 1929, the estate was sold to Uxbridge Council for £6,750. By this time, the old mansion was in a poor state of repair, so the council decided to demolish Cowley Hall. They also decided to build 70 council houses on the southern part of the estate. So that's now Benbow Way and Dagnall Crescent. And in 1932, the council received a grant from the Middlesex County Council to lay out the remainder of the site as a recreation ground. Since then, Cowley Recreation Ground has been the focus of community activities in the district.
There we go. Thanks, Ken. And apparently lots of things go on at Cowley Recreation Ground. Yoga, all kinds of things.
Yes. Well, this arose because there's a bowls club down there now. And they've got an old brick wall near them, and they wanted to know what it was. So I'm pretty sure it was part of the walled garden of the old house.
Okay, fantastic. Right, thanks, Ken. Stay with us. We've got more coming up.